Hello and welcome back to the final episode of Majora's Mask. In this episode, we will finish the game. Let's begin. Everyone has gone away, haven't they? Will you play with me? You don't have any masks left, do you? Well, let's do something else. Let's play good guys against bad guys. Yes, let's play that. And he gives us the Fierce Deity's Mask, which is basically the opposite of the Majora's Mask. It's as powerful, but it's on the good side instead of the bad side. Could this mask's dark powers be as bad as Majora's? Try it on with C. Are you ready? You're the bad guy, and when you're bad, you just run. That's fine, right? Well, shall we play? And so, we're here. The final battleground, right here. And you'll notice Time's End music is playing as well. And then I'm going to grab some arrows, and apparently a magic potion. Which, concerning the magic potion, if you were like me and got Chateau Romani at the last bit, that actually will make sure that your magic never goes down. And if you lose a few hearts and crap and you're out of magic or something, just drink up the Chateau Romani that you got, and you'll actually be able to have infinite magic throughout this battle. I probably won't use it though, so no worries. Finally, we get to check out that last form. Let's see it, guys. Wow! And here he is, the Fierce Deity. All four of our remains disappear. Aldoa, Dart, Twin Mode, the Majora. Ugh. You seem to have tentacles coming out your back there. And so we begin the final battle. Remember your battles when something resistant would deflect your weapons. What was its backside usually like? Well, it was usually quite soft. Luckily for us, if it gets low enough, we'll actually be able to attack it. If not, then you can use arrows and stuff. And as you can see, with this form, it's pretty easy just to... You just hit your way through it completely. Putting down phase 1. Now all masks will come off the ceiling there. And they'll actually start attacking you. They'll shoot like lasers and crap at you or something like that. I can't remember. And now we go on to phase 2. Majora Incarnation, or something like that. Yeah. It's basically a Majora's Mask version of Aldoa, in my opinion. Once you get him on the ground, you can smack the living heck out of him. This form's really easy, as you saw. And finally, we're going to go on to the last phase. Yeah, it's kind of sad how I'm having it easier with this boss versus freaking any of the others, it would seem. Majora's Wrath. Think about your battles and weapons. When you had the chance before an enemy was about to attack, didn't you usually try shooting it? This once again makes reference to Aldoa, where you had to shoot him before you could attack him. Now then, Majora's Wrath, leave me alone. Now, usually at this point, those four Majora, leave me alone. Those four masks floating around would usually be dead if I didn't have my deity form. Oh, for bloody sake. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of those masks. Basically, you just need to shoot an arrow. Majora, knock it off! I can't even stand up, you freak! Like I said, just shoot him with arrows, which will get rid of him. Now, if you get too close to the Majora Wrath form, it'll actually start spinning around, which you'll have to be careful about. Now, stop it! Lord! Ha! There we go. With that being done, we can finally take on the Majora's Wrath. Just knock the living heck out of it. That easy. Alternatively, if you didn't have the mask, you could just shoot him with an arrow like we did with Aldolwa, and he would die. Or he would be stunned, and then you could go up and hit him. But that is it. That is the end of Majora. And now we get the final cutscene. If you don't want spoilers, leave here. Your brain seems to have bursted open, Mr. Moon. And he became the rainbow. However, gravity was forever screwed over, and now everyone floats up a little bit. Dawn of a new day. Welcome to the credits, everyone. Ah, he's awake. There's the Skull Kid. And there's the 4 giants. You guys, you hadn't forgotten about me? Now, if you'll remember back to the point in which we played, did the all-night mask side quest, you'll remember the story of the 4 giants said that the 4 giants had a friend who wreaked havoc over everything, and so they banished him. Or they didn't really banish him, but they had to, kind of stop him. Well, if you remember at the beginning of the story, Tattle and Tail found Skull Kid after he had been abandoned from his friends. Basically, the guy in that story that Granny told was Skull Kid and the 4 giants. You guys, you hadn't forgotten about me. Ah, you feel bad, don't you? You still thought of me as a friend? They just got busy. They couldn't play with you anymore. They had bigger things to do. Haha, bigger, since they're so much taller. Did you save me? I thought they didn't want to be friends with me. But they hadn't forgotten about me. Friends are a nice thing to have. Heh. Could you be my friend too? Heh, you had the same smell as the fairy kid who taught me that song in the woods. Now think back. We had... my voice cracked there. We had to teach Saria's song to an imp in the Lost Woods back in Ocarina of Time. And this is a sequel to Ocarina of Time. So technically, the Lost Woods that we started off in this game was connected to the Lost Woods in Ocarina of Time. Therefore, we've met this guy before in the Lost Woods in Ocarina of Time. I know. Let's do something. Oh, so the evil has left the mask after all. Oh, now we get to see what happened to the Happy Mask salesman. Well now, I finally have it back. Since I am in the midst of my travels, I must bid you all farewell. And the Skull Kid's feeling pretty bad. Now, I actually have to make this comment because my brother's going to yell at me if I didn't make this comment at all during this Let's Play. Once the Happy Mask salesman turns around, I'll point it out. Shouldn't you be returning home as well? Whenever there is a meeting, a parting is sure to follow. However, that parting need not last forever. Whether a parting be forever or merely for a short time, that is up to you. With that, please excuse me. And once he turns around, you'll notice there is a Mario mask sitting on the back of his satchel or bag or whatever. If I had not pointed that out at least one point in this Let's Play, I would have gotten yelled at. But yeah, that's how they integrated a Mario reference into this. Plus, there were like a couple others that I probably didn't mention, but whichever. But my, you sure have managed to make quite a number of people happy. The masks you have are all filled with happiness. This is truly a good happiness. And then he walks off into the distance. Well, both of us have gotten what we were after, so this is where you and I part ways, isn't it? You know, it was kind of fun. Well, it's almost time for the carnival to begin. So why don't you just leave and go about your business? The rest of us have a carnival to go to. Wow! After all that, and you're not even letting us go to the carnival. That is rude. But Link just agrees with it. He's like, well, whatever. I'm used to this crap. See you all. Hiya. Daniel! Thank you. And those were the last words. Please enjoy the credits. Alright, that is it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. I can't say any... The only thing that I could really say that I was disappointed about during this Let's Play was the fact that I never got one of those girls' number. I tried so hard. I really did. But honestly, yeah, and I got 100% as well, which is what I strived for. I might not have done it as quick as I wanted to, because I epically started failing towards the end of the game, but... You know, that's it. Now that, talking about the credits that I didn't talk to, and, a couple of those parts were rather weird, especially with the Anju and Cafe wedding that was actually in front of everyone. They didn't show it, really, which I thought they probably should have, showing, like, an adult form for Cafe, since, of course, once the magic was gone from the Majora's Mask, he would have gotten turned back to normal. But they just show Anju, and then all of a sudden there's, like, a crowd around Anju, and it doesn't, like, show anything, you know? But one of the more depressing parts was, you know, the last bit, right before it showed Link running off into the distance, was the butler. He went to his, son's grave. I thought that was rather sad. It's not, like, the way I probably would have ended this, but... oh well. Anyway, so, with that being done, I'll see you all next time in a new Let's Play. So, see you.